Rise and shine. This is your morning Buzzcast for Friday, November 14th. I'm Austin Karp, here to take you into the weekend. Well, we got our MLB MVPs last night, and sometimes teams really do get what they pay for with these huge player contracts. Aaron Judge edged out Cal Raleigh in the American League for his third MVP, and the second since signing a 9-year, $360 million contract prior to the 2023 season. On the other side, Shohei Ohtani was a unanimous winner again, securing his fourth MVP in the last 5 years and second in as many seasons with the Dodgers after signing a 10-year, $700 million deal prior to the 2024 season that's heavily deferred. As in, Judge will make $40 million next season, and Ohtani will make a little over $28 million. But early in these long, expensive deals, these guys are delivering. One key difference, though, Ohtani, 2 rings, Judge, still seeking his first with the Yankees. Sticking with baseball, there looks to be a for sale sign in the yard at Petco Park. My colleague Mike Mazzio reported that the Seidler family is exploring a potential sale of the Padres and has engaged investment bank BDT and MSD Partners to guide the process. San Diego is coming off a record-breaking season on the business side with the club's best attendance figure yet, and also its best figure yet for local controllable revenue, and that's while driving more subscriptions to Major League Baseball's direct-to-consumer product than any of the teams under the league's local distribution umbrella. The owning family has been in a dispute over control of the team in recent years. That's since, previous owner Peter Seidler passed away. But the Padres on the business side look to be in great shape. They remain competitive on the field as well. One big roadblock obviously just sits up the freeway in Los Angeles, and they're going to be good for a long time as well. But the Padres own their local market. No NHL, no NBA, no NFL to worry about. They've got one of the best-looking ballparks in the country. It sits right downtown. You have sunny weather all the time. Got to be some interest out there in the market if the Padres were to be sold. Let's switch over to soccer. My colleague Joe Lemire on the Buzzcast on Thursday talked about a vote that was going to happen for MLS to switch to a European calendar, and well, MLS owners adopted that change, and it's expected to go in effect for the 2027 season. The regular season will begin in mid-July and run through April, with the playoffs taking place in May. Under that scenario, there would be a winter break, and that would begin in mid-December, with the season resuming in early February. So, what are the perks of doing this? Well, theoretically, MLS teams are going to be able to attract a higher level of talent and more effectively participate in the global transfer market, competing against the Bundesliga and the likes of that over in Europe. American fans know top-level competition, and soccer fans want more of that from MLS. From a business perspective, MLS is also going to follow an example set by the PGA Tour and no longer hold its playoffs during football season. Get out of the way of college and NFL football. It can be more visible to casual sports fans, maybe bring more people into the MLS fold on television. One thing I do worry about is attendance in the winter for those outdoor venues in places like Minnesota, Toronto, Montreal, Chicago, Boston, New York, Cincinnati, Columbus, and some others. Then again, there's no complaining going on in the English Premier League, and England has us a little bit in terms of latitude. So if you like snow games, you're going to get some great visuals at some MLS matches in the future, but really cold there for some fans going to a winter schedule. Sticking with MLS, SBJ's Alex Silverman notes that next season, all of the league's matches are going to be made available as part of the main Apple TV subscription that basically puts an end to the standalone MLS Season Pass subscription that Apple and the league have offered for the past 3 seasons. So why the move? This makes MLS matches accessible to a broader audience, including those who may subscribe to Apple TV for other content, like Severance, or maybe the upcoming Season 4 of Ted Lasso. That's going to hit sometime next year. Another interesting nugget, Commissioner Don Garber said both the length and the financials of the MLS Apple deal have changed as part of this move. A little bit of a cryptic clue, but there is a look-in as part of this deal, like a lot of media deals have. Is this some sort of final effort to really drive up interest in MLS on Apple? Timbers owner Merritt Paulson thinks that this could double the audience for MLS games on the platform. I reported on some of those regular season numbers. That was at the end of this current regular season. And yes, there were a ton of caveats there, but they were up year over year on Apple. However, many fans and some owners feel MLS can feel a little invisible being on Apple TV and not on any sort of linear TV outside of a few simulcasts on Fox Sports. So let's keep an eye on MLS's media future. We're now a little over 2 weeks into YouTube TV dropping Disney networks like ESPN and ABC. No deal yet between the two sides. There was a faint glimmer of hope a deal would get done before Disney reported its financials yesterday, but nada. Disney CEO Bob Iger and CFO Hugh Johnson said on a call with investors that the company was going to go as long as Google wanted this to go on, and that a deal was proposed that's equal to or better than what other large distributors have already agreed to. You got to think about Comcast and Charter. Those are the likely companies they were referring to. This fight is also starting to have some impact on the live event numbers on ESPN, ABC. I'm talking about game day. I'm talking about college football. And this weekend, more big games. Texas, Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama, a Cowboys game again on Monday Night Football. Eventually, football fans are going to find a different way to get these games, if not on YouTube TV. I also talked about the blackout with American Conference Commissioner Tim Pernetti on this week's SBJ Sports Media podcast, so give that a listen. Let's do some quick hitters to finish things up. In terms of viewership and ratings, local NBA games are seeing a gain to start the season on linear TV to the tune of around an 8% jump across all teams. The Nuggets, Bulls, Trailblazers, all seeing gains well over 100%. For the Bulls in particular, you can really see the impact of getting distribution on Comcast in the Chicago market. Those gains reflect increases nationally as well in the first year of media rights pacts with Amazon, Disney, and Warner Brothers Discovery for the NBA. The DC NFL Stadium project will see HKS take on the design lead for that effort. It's another win for the firm, which is also designing the Browns' new stadium. HKS, they also did Lucas Oil Stadium, AT&T Stadium, US Bank Stadium, and SoFi Stadium. Lots of experience in the NFL arena. A couple of AD moves in the Big 12 yesterday. Colorado's Rick George announced he's stepping down at the end of this school year and will transition to a role as a special advisor to the chancellor. George, he took on that AD job in Boulder in 2013 and then went on to lead the most successful fundraising effort in Colorado history. He then guided the program from the Pac-12 to the Big 12 and made perhaps his biggest splash of all, hiring Deion Sanders to coach football for the Buffs. Big moves there for Rick George. Let's see who Colorado brings in next. Meanwhile, down in Waco, Baylor AD Mack Rhodes is taking leave of absence for personal reasons. Rhodes, who serves as chair of the CFP selection committee, is also stepping down from that role. Apparently, novel legal interpretations are all the rage these days. Count the NFL as the latest entrant here. The league filed a grievance against the NFLPA, asking the union to stop its annual team report cards and saying the exercise violates the collective bargaining agreement by airing public criticism of teams. And the clause that it's citing is actually one that's been in CBAs since the 1970s. I gotta give kudos to either the in-house or outside counsel that came up with this approach. It's quite an interesting argument. And someone's contracts professor from law school is very, very proud, whoever found this one. And finally, Under Armour and Steph Curry have mutually agreed to end their 13-year partnership effective immediately. According to Shams Charania of ESPN, that means Curry's shoes through Under Armour will continue as planned through 2026, but he and his company, Curry Brand, are entering sneaker free agency. Obviously, it's unique timing for Steph to be doing this. He's no youngster, not in the rise anymore. So what kind of shoe deal is going to be out there for him? Because this is essentially going to be around, his retirement. How long can the Curry brand last when he's not on the court? But definitely watch where Steph lands on the sneaker side. So that is your morning Buzzcast for Friday, November 14th. I'm Austin Karp. I'll be in Manhattan next week for a number of our events, starting with Media Innovators on Tuesday. Come by, say hi if you're going to be at the event. I hope everyone enjoys the weekend. Make good choices out there, and I will speak to you all again soon.